Hey, Gonzo, good question. Where the hell is everybody? Are they waiting until last minute to run out and get snacks and stuff for the Super Bowl? How you doing, man? Is let me know, Gonzo. Is my sound and video good? Is my audio and video good? Let's wait for. I guess I'm just waiting for a couple more people to show up. This would be pretty boring if it's just the two of us. Not to say you're boring, but I would probably be boring if I don't have anybody to really watch me or interact. And oh, here we go, Bobo Schnoggins. All right, I got two of y'all now. Audio and video good. Thank you, Gonzo. Appreciate that. Appreciate letting me know. I got coffee today, and it's my third cup. So I'm waking up slowly. I'm getting there, right? This mug I got, it's the Old Smoky Tennessee whiskey from Pigeon Forge, Gatlinburg, Tennessee area. Love the freaking material that covers this cup. Freaking awesome cup. Yeah. So, hopefully we get some more people in here quickly because I've got a lot packed. Yeah, I'm carrying the relative today. Heck yeah. I've been carrying this thing since the moment I cut my finger with it. Yeah. The pinky's healed up like probably 80% of the way. I'll go ahead and take the band-aid off. So get rid of the nasty band-aid. So yeah, there's the slice job that the relative did. Yep. Good old little cut, right? Yeah, I love this cup too. It's I mean, we've got our standard mugs that we typically drink out of pretty much every freaking day, me and the wife. But this one, and so I've got cups that I got from places that we've been when we've gone and travels, and I have another shelf on the wall in the kitchen that has those handfuls of cups, kind of more on display. But but yeah, so I figured for the live I'd pull one of them down and show off a nicer coffee mug cup. But yeah, no, this thing's been fun. I've already been using it quite a bit for opening and breaking down boxes and whatnot. Um, yeah, I mean, again, the thin, super thin behind the edge hollow grind. Good, gosh, that's an awesome hollow grind. But yeah, really enjoying it. Really, I love this knife. This is my baby now. So if you were in the live stream from G Ball yesterday, and the question got brought up, and I raced off to do my video on it, but these guys, Windsor Design 8-drawer wood tool chest. Yep, at Harbor Freight. So G Ball and I definitely agree with each other. There's not really a whole lot we disagree on. But yeah, if you need a more I wouldn't say permanent, but more stationary storage for knives and flashlights and other EDC items. Freaking awesome way to go. And right now, this weekend, well, I don't know when the sale ends, but right now they're $80 at Harbor Freight. And you can't fucking beat that. Anywhere else, they want well over $100 for these things. So $80 is about the lowest price you're going to find on them. So yeah, pick one up. I picked up a second one just because I couldn't pass up on it. And somebody on my video that I did on it, on the one that I have over on the far side of my bed, that I've been storing all that stuff in. I did a little 11 minute video roughly on it and talked about it and storage of all my stuff. And yeah, so I talked about it, and then in the comments, somebody, I'd have to look back at who said it, but somebody said in the comments on my video that it was looking a little full. Maybe I should get another one. And I was like, damn it, he's right. He's right. I need to get another one because it was just a matter of time to where mine was going to be even more compact, more jam packed than G-Balls. And so I went and got another one, and it's here on my desk. And what I did was I took the lid off and left the top open, and that way I can just leave stuff sitting in the top portion of it. A little desk lamp light bulb, and this guy full of all my pens and a couple other knickknacks and things. Keeping that over there, and I'm going to start off with my main knives, a couple of flashlights and things, but my more dressier knives, my more classier knives, the ones that I don't have too many of that particular brand per se. So yeah, I'm going to start keeping and building a handful of them over here in a couple of these drawers, and this will kind of be my current rotation, and dressier knives, more expensive knives will be in here, and then the rest of them will stay over in the other guy. But yeah, fucking love this knife. Such an amazing knife. Wasn't quite sure what I felt about this blade shape when I saw it. Like, it was intriguing, it was different, and I was like, I like the different, I like the intriguing, but I wasn't sure how much I was going to enjoy using it, that and liking it, and I don't know why I doubted myself, because I am totally in love with this blade shape. It's kind of got like that Bowie inspired, clip pointed, smoothed out Tonto something or another. It's a really cool, really neat blade shape with a deep hollow grind and secondary grind. Really, really cool knife, really cool blade. So, all right, I've got a lot jam-packed for the I wish I had more time, but I really only have about an hour to do this. Do I have there's nobody else. Where the hell is everybody? Gonzo. Oh, Coprolite, Steve, how you doing? There we go. All right. Where the hell is Maddie? Where the hell is Maddie? He said he was going to be here, didn't he? Didn't he say he was going to be here? I swore he said he was going to be here. Where is that little punk goober? Where is Maddie? And G-Ball said he was going to be in there too. What the heck? They're not even active yet. They probably didn't wake up. They probably overslept. Shame on them. Shame on them. It shows Stevie said Stevie. I just message him, let him know I'm live right now. I know a bunch of people, Tri-State's about to start up. I kind of wish I'll have to message him and poke at him maybe starting like in 20 30 minutes later, lean towards 11:30 rather than 11 to try to give me a chance to yeah. Yeah, damn it, Tri-State. So there's probably a bunch of people over there. But let me go ahead and get going. They can watch this live later on YouTube. But I really can't wait anymore. I have to get going with my presentation and what I wanted to talk about today. So let me get the nope, not slides, video file. All right, here we go. All right. So today's conversation and couple stories are with backpacking. I've been backpacking since I was like 10 years old. So yeah, love backpacking. And I've done it all over the United States. East Coast, West Coast, North, Alaska. I've done a little bit of yeah, we have a PowerPoint type presentation. So hopefully it's playing through. There we go. Okay, yeah, it's going through. So here's some photos from North Georgia, Tennessee, Carolinas, Alabama, mountains. But so yeah, lots of backpacking that I've done, except for the almost 8 years that I was in the Navy, kind of had to get away from that. It's just the military totally eats up your time and your energy, and like had very little time and energy to do extra stuff, and which sucked because and I also got married and started a family out in California, so that ate up a bunch of time. This photo here is actually in New Mexico at a fully working cattle ranch that the Boy Scouts of America own. It's called Philmont. So those are the tents when you first get there. Those are the tents that you stay in. And you have to, because of the elevation change, you have to stay there for at least 24 hours and overnight to get your body acclimated to the elevation, because then when you start hiking, you're going to go up even more in elevation. So here I am again. This was me in high school, teenage years. This is what they call a pack shakedown, where they make you lay out all your stuff in your that you're taking backpacking, and just double check you and make sure that you have what you need, and try to convince you to not take certain things that they feel that you don't need. Here's the crappy ass tents. Again, this is mid 2000s. So these are the backpacking tents that they made us use, their inventory tents. So not the greatest, but it is what it is. And two of us had to sleep in those things. And we split up the tent as far as the weight goes, for each of us to carry, you and your tent mate. Here I am on a beautiful overlook. When we stopped to take a break, we actually did a group photo, the group that I went with. There I am on top of Bald Mountain or whatever. I think that was the name of it. It was so damn windy. It was blowing like 55, 65 mile an hour wind, almost constant, at like hurricane speeds. Wind is what it felt like. So that really sucked. I didn't stay up there for much long because I felt like I was going to get blown off the top of that mountain. So I did make it back. It was like 10 days and 137 miles of hiking that we did in those 10 days. Here's my oldest son back when I took him backpacking for his first time. He's using this water filter pump system that is great for if you have groups. And I've used these plenty of times before growing up. I really love this pump. It really filters a lot of water quickly. So that's why it's great for groups. So this is the story that I have with this. When the group that I went with to Philmont to do that backpacking trip in New Mexico, we had a lot of practice hikes and backpacking, small, weekend backpacking trips just to get ready to prep ourselves as far as being able to work well as a group and hike well as a group. And figure out the pace that everybody could do, and then just physically get a little bit better in shape for the trip out to New Mexico. So the funny story is with one of these water pump systems, we had on one weekend trip that we did, we had an Eagle Scout that was our Mr. Know-It-All. Felt like he was the most experienced and the most knowledgeable and the best. He's just total massive ego, and he was like a year older than me. So we were filtering water with one of these this style water filter, and the cartridge that's in that main cylinder thing, that the one hose, you see the hose hooked up to it. So there's two hoses that hook up to it. On one side is the hose that goes into the water source, the river or a creek bed or whatever, and then the other hose on the other side goes into whatever you're putting your water reservoir in. So that the pump filters has a big canister filter in it, and you pump it and it pulls it up out of the river and then pushes it through the filtering system, cleans the water, and then dumps it into your water container, your water bottles or whatever. So this particular hike we were on, when we got down to the creek where we were filtering water, and the water going through it didn't look all that clean. And so we decided that as a group, the handful of us that were doing it, that the filter needed changed. Luckily, we had a spare filter. So Mr. Eagle Scout, Mr. Know-It-All, taking charge, he swapped out the filter. And so what he did not know, which I guess nobody really knew except for me, because I was so fortunate. No, that's definitely not a Sawyer. That's a Katadyn, I believe is the way you pronounce it. So the new cartridge has all this extra carbon and chemicals on the outside of the filter, so that when you first put it in its canister and start pumping, it's cleaning the whole system, just doing a hard, deep cleanse of the entire filter system. And because it's doing that, your first 15 to 25 pumps are much more difficult, because you're forcing all those extra chemicals through the system and cleaning out the system. So I was apparently the only one who knew that, who had been taught that previously by another adult leader. So the Eagle Scout, Mr. Know-It-All, David, he was pumping and just having a bear of a time trying to pump all these chemicals and the water through it, and the water coming out of the clean end was also not really clean at this point either, because the coloring from all the chemicals and the color that it made it was kind of like, imagine like if you had one of those standing pools that in your backyard, one of the blow up pools, and it collects all that green algae stuff over a week or so, and it just looks really nasty greenish, like lime green. Imagine that mixed with piss. Not clear piss, but yellow piss. So that's how nasty of a color. And with the carbon, it didn't smell that great either. So let me can I blow it? There we go. That better for you? Thanks, Brian, for letting me know that. Hopefully that helps make it a little bit better. All right. So yeah, he was getting this nasty color, and to shorten the story up, he ended up examining the filter, thinking that there was something wrong with it. I kept my damn mouth shut because I'm an asshole. So I just kept my mouth shut, didn't explain nothing to nobody. He was examining the filter, and at one point he handed the canister to me that has the pump on it, and he took the hose and was looking at the hose that puts the clean water into your bottle. had it up at his face and was looking down the tube. And I have the canister here with the pump to it, and I just couldn't. I couldn't help myself. Boom! Just slammed all my strength, one solid pump, and squirted that nasty ass water, that chemical filled water, all over his face. And he had a white T-shirt on, which made it even better. It was a white T-shirt. And so his white T-shirt got stained with this greenish, lime, yellowy piss water. I mean, it was just, he looked disgusting, and he was so pissed. I dropped as soon as I saw the look on his face, like the holy no, you didn't. I bolted down the trail as fast as I could. His ass was chasing after me. It was a bigger fella, and nowhere near as fast as I was being able to run down the trail. But I probably ran down the trail a good 150 yards while he was getting all that anger out of his system. So, and then insult to injury, when we got back to camp and the handful of adults that were in charge of us doing this trip were sitting in the camp where we had set up the tents. One of the dads, one of the adults that was in charge as far as the entire group goes, he looked at this guy David and just looked him up and down, head and toe, and was just like, "What happened to your shirt?" And all of us were just bursted out laughing again, and the anger, the blood rushing to David's face. He was all mad all over again. He was so mad, and he said something about, "I don't even want to talk about it." He was so upset. He was so pissed and so damn embarrassed. And I definitely schooled him, one-upped him that day. And I tell you, for the rest of the trips that we did, the rest of the backpacking that we did as a group, and when we went to Philmont, I had really taken his ego down a good step. And he became a little more humble into the fact that, in realizing that he didn't know absolutely everything, and he was not the star. He was not the best. There was two of us that could definitely out-hike him any day of the damn week, and he had to realize that he didn't know everything, and he wasn't the best. So yeah. The rest, he only had one other shirt. So for like a 2-night trip. But that night he kept that shirt on because he wanted his clean shirt for the next day. So yeah, for the rest of the evening and that night, he had to wear that nasty stained white T-shirt. It was just so funny. It was priceless. All right, so there's been other times where I've kind of been the savior of the day on some backpacking trips where I've had a piece of gear, shared a piece of gear that somebody forgot. We had one time where we had a bunch of newbies backpacking, and on the trail that we were on, we were carving the side of the mountain, and there was a riverbed way down below, and and he had, I don't know what the deal was, but the way he had his sleeping bag, and he didn't have a backpacking compact sleeping bag. He had just like a regular camping sleeping bag, all massive and bulky, just hanging off the backside of his pack. That thing ended up falling off of his pack and just barreling down the hill, down towards the water. I raced after it and saved it just in time. Here, let me pause the video clip here so I can finish. And say just barely, like one corner of the sleeping bag hit the water, touched the water for a split second before I snatched it up and saved his sleeping bag from getting soaked and possibly floating down river a ways. But yeah, so here's, in this photo is my gear for another backpacking trip, all laid out as my adult years and coming back to Georgia, back to my home state, and being done with the Navy. I was wanting to get back into doing the things I love. So here's my pack with a mixture of ultra light and lightweight gear. I was, just having to redo my gear because what I had was like outdated by almost a decade. So it's all this technology that's poured into all that gear, and making things lightweight and even ultra light has just been nuts. But yeah, so there's a photo of my own shakedown of what I had and what I was bringing, and just looking at that stuff. So there I am in the North Georgia mountains, just trekking along. I've got a couple of videos on my YouTube channel of me actually doing this stuff and talking about it. One thing that I love, as much as beautiful overlooks and getting into that high elevation is so cool, waterfalls I enjoy just as much. I love the waterfalls. Here's a photo of my absolute favorite tent. I don't know if they make them anymore. I have a couple videos on this tent, but and the tarp, awesome lightweight tarp, and then using trekking poles and some other sticks and a bunch of thin cordage to create that setup, because it had rained that night and I actually had to cook my meal and hang out underneath that tarp. But yeah, that tent weighs like just barely over a pound, with absolutely everything needed with it. Tent stakes, cordage, the footprint cloth, that thing that you put underneath the tent, all of it it weighs like 1.2 pounds. But yeah, love that freaking tent. Here's another and a bridge overpass on the trail, with a creek bed. So I mean, to think about, I just wanted to point out, you got to think about all that wood had to be carried up there, X number of miles on the trail in order to build that. So bravo to trail maintenance people. A little shout out to them for all the work that they do in maintaining trails and making those little wood bridges and crossings and stuff. So here's the second story I wanted to share with you. It's about horses in the mountains. And here I am as a teenager on a horse with one of my good friends, doing a mountain trail on the horses, which is a lot of fun. If you ever get a chance to do that, that shit is a lot of fun. Taking horses up into the mountains. The downside of it is these horses, as they go up in elevation, their bodies don't do so well with control of their bowels. So they end up passing a lot of gas and cleaning out their intestines rather quickly the more elevation change that they endure. So that's kind of the downside of it. But hey, that's a horse. That's what you get with those animals. So lots of gas and lots of doo-doo droppings. But yeah. So the fun story is I was on a trip, a horse mountain trip, doing this and with a group, and one of the horses with one of the young guys decided that it was going to. It got spooked by something. I don't know if it was a snake or a chipmunk or squirrel, or whatever it was. There was something that spooked this horse, and in that moment, this horse like really spooked him, and this horse took off down the side of the mountain, just straight down the steep, mountainside. And this poor guy, this fella, high school days, not having a whole lot of experience, if any experience on horses, it freaked him the hell out just as much as it did the horse. So this guy did something that you absolutely should never do in this event. This scenario is stay on the horse. Do not jump off the horse. The horse is moving about anywhere from 20 to 30 miles per hour down a steep slope of a mountainside. And I mean, there's down trees there's bushes, there's sticks, he jumped off the horse in fear, and dang, he was so damn lucky that he didn't get impaled by a tree branch. That he didn't suffer any major injury. It could have really have been a really, really bad freaking day if he had let that happen. So thank goodness that didn't happen. But the other part of the story is when this horse did this, when it freaked out and started barreling down the side of the mountain, the guide that was leading us, he reacted and took his horse after him, trying to save him, keep the horse from going too terribly far and rescue the dude, the young guy on the horse, riding the horse that was freaking the hell out. So it must have been the guide's horse, and the horse that I was riding must have been buddy. Because when the trail guy's horse took off, so did mine. And I had ridden horses before and was fairly confident and capable of riding horses, and knew how to do things to control a horse and guide and steer a horse, and convince a horse. But if a horse wants to do something, it's gonna freaking do something, right? So yeah, my horse took after the trail guy's horse, and together we were just chasing after the one wild horse that had been spooked with the guy on it. It was just the whole fiasco was, it could have been a terrible nightmare, but it ended up being kind of hilarious after the fact, and just, a big whoosh, thank goodness thing. But between the guide's horse and my horse, we were able to pin the wild horse, and be on each side of it to be able to control it, and then he was able to grab the reins and slow the horse down. So together, the horses, with very little effort on my part, the horses kind of did their thing and kind of knew what to do, and obviously the guide knew what he was doing in getting that wild horse to slow down and calm down, and we ended up getting it back up the mountain. We went quite a ways down the side of this mountain with this horse going as fast as it was, and the time it took for our horses to catch up to it. But yeah, everybody ended up getting home safe, and was my blood pumping, because it could even have gone bad for me too, but thank goodness it didn't. So there's your crazy wild horse chasing story down the side of a mountain. So, all right, those are story time. Now I've got the next thing. I got a package from Olight. This photo here of me on the horse is when my wife and I got married, and I took her horseback riding, and so here's me on a horse, and same thing in the mountains. Just enjoyed riding horse. That was a beautiful horse. I love that horse. That was a great horse. My wife was kind of freaked out a little bit when I stopped and dismounted it and took a piss on a tree, and the horse was just staying there. She was like, "Your horse is going to run away," and I'm like, "No, he won't. No, he won't." These horses have been doing this for years and years. They know to stay. They're not going to go anywhere. But yeah, so let's go ahead and open up this Olight package. We'll go ahead and kill this guy. Let's go ahead and remove that. There I am, big again. So hope you all enjoyed those stories. Did I mention that I love this knife? I love this knife. This is such a good knife. Oh. Sweet. So this is the Valentine's Day sale, and so this was one of the freebies. I think they had one of the little mini lights first as their freebies, and then when they ran out of those, they ended up doing this guy. This is the little magnetic keychain deal, so the magnet can go on the flashlight or anything. And then you got the ring that you can connect that to. These are good, strong magnets on these guys. So that was the freebie. Let's see here. What else do we got? This was the main item that I wanted to get. I have it in the copper, and the copper one is heavy as hell, as I expected, and I'm not mad about that. But then they came out with this one. I was hoping for Valentine's Day, I was hoping that they do this guy in red, in a nice red, but they didn't. They came out with this instead, and it's the pinwheel. So let's open him up. I'm excited to see how nice that pinwheel finish is. It's still aluminum body, and yes, it is definitely a lot lighter than angle the camera down. So, that is cool. That is cool. Check that out. Check that out. This is the what's the name of this light? Arc field, right? Yeah, arc field. Yeah. Pretty good pocket clip on it. I still think they could have done a little bit better of a design, but it's not terrible. It's got the magnet charging on the back of it. 1,000 lumens, I think, is the brightest it does, and it's got the switch from light to laser deal, which is really cool. I did a video on the copper one, so y'all check that out on my channel. The copper, the video I did on the copper one, if you haven't seen them already. But yeah, sweet light, and this is nice and lightweight. I'll EDC this more than I will my copper one. Copper one's kind of more for like home use, or if I'm traveling somewhere. But the other things that I got, they gave me another freebie. Sweet. What is this? Oh, I know what these are. These are the little popper things that you can put on your phone or other stuff. I actually like these. I put these, one of these, not an Olight one, but another company. I put one of these on a door that to a container, to the lid of the container that didn't have any kind of a pull tab. So this was nice in the fact that it gets not good and flat. So if you're packing boxes and stuff, and you put this on the lid for a box or whatever, it packs down nice and flat. But then when you need it to use it as a door, as a pull, as a handle pull, you pop it out, and you got a nice little pull knob. So yeah, that's another great use for these things. So yeah, that's cool. Thank you, Olight. Yeah, pop socket. That's what they call it. Pop socket. Yeah. So, and then with this, the arc field, for like $5 more, it came with one of these i3Ts that's also in the pinwheel, and it's blue. So I'm gonna, and then they did a sale for the same pinwheel blue one, so I ended up getting 3 of them. So I ended up paying $5 for one, and then like $15 for each of these. So there's the pinwheel of the i3T. Sweet. Great little EDC light. The IT3 runs off of a single AAA, which I will throw a Energizer lithium ion. That's the only AA's and AAA batteries that I put in flashlights anymore, is those lithium ions by Energizer. 1, they cut down on the weight. 2, they actually, with certain flashlights, they actually put out like an extra couple lumens worth of brightness for some reason, somehow, some way. I don't understand it, because I'm not that kind of a scientist when it comes to, or engineer when it comes to electronics and stuff. But But yeah, the Energizer lithiums, you can get 1 or 2 more lumens worth of light out of that battery for some whatever freaking weird reason. But yeah, so batteries are lightweight, the lithium ion ones from Energizer. They increase your brightness and have a long lifespan. And then 2, you never have to worry about acid leaking. At least I've never experienced or known anybody experience battery acid leaking into your electronic device from those Energizer lithium ion batteries. So those are the 3 reasons why I will never put anything but those batteries in my flashlights that take those batteries. So yeah, the Pinwheel Blue is pretty cool. It's nice. It adds a little bit of flair, little with the pop of color. It's nice. It's nice, and this is great EDC flashlight. So the reason why I ordered 2 extras is for giveaways, right? Yeah, yeah. Who wants one? Who wants one? It's gonna be freaking easy as hell. Oh, hey, Brian. Brian popped in. Sweet. All right, so y'all want one of these? Hey, man's here. Good. Sorry, I wasn't really looking at the chat. I was busy talking about stuff. But all right, y'all want to do a goal? Y'all want to do a goal? The chances are good because there's not that many of y'all. So I'm gonna give one of these away. And you'll have to forgive me that I didn't look it up. One of y'all look it up for me. This Kubi knife that Brand New American sent me. I don't remember the name of this model. If y'all know, if one of y'all know exactly which model this knife is, throw it down. Throw it down in the chat there. It's a front flipper with that large hole cut out, so you know, finger flipping fun all flipping day. It's a D2 blade. Yeah, it looks real familiar. It's not the Kubi Royale. I know that because I have the Royale and I love the Royale. It's probably my favorite Kubi, period. But yeah, this is a great knife. It's in D2, so you do have to just keep up on making sure surface rust don't happen on the blade. It's a front flipper, so front flip all day long. Try not to cut your pinky off like I did when you do that. Right? Pretty good access to the liner lock, and he actually dyed it red. It's that digital camo pattern. I don't know what the color was originally, but Brand New American did that red, and it came out nice. That's a nice color red, a very good brick red, very very nice. So deep carry pocket clip. It's roughly a 3-inch blade, I believe, or it might be just a hair bigger. But yeah, great knife. So this and this, and then I've got some swag stickers for you. Check this out. I've got Rips Garage Tech. Great. They make really good aftermarket scales for knives, and they got quite a selection. And they're not overpriced like a lot of other companies are. So check out Rips Garage Tech for scales if you're wanting to swap scales. They are a good company. They do a good job. I've got a couple of theirs. Here's a We and Civivi sticker with the dragon wielding the knife. It's a fun sticker. Good looking sticker. I've got a M-Bomb jerky, a handful of nuts, and a mouthful of meat. Heck yeah. Oh, what did I do? I hit something. Shit. Get rid of that. I touched the keyboard. I got an EMP EDC sticker. Where do you think that came from? Then I got a Smoky Mountain Knife Works USA flagged logo, their sticker, and then I've got the packaging got a little dirty from, I think that was just from the tape that was binding the bulk of them together. But this is one of those magnifying cards that I sent out to Brand New American. He was my last Gall winner, giveaway winner. So he got one. I'm going to try to make sure that I have enough of these over the time that, an ant burner, good old ant burner. But it's cool. What's great about these cards is not only is it just a magnifying card, but it's designed to where there's a point in it. I believe the center point of it is already designed to pinpoint that sunlight into that super concentrated beam of light that you can use for burning the ants or starting an emergency fire, as long as you do it before the sun goes down. Very useful card. It's pretty much the same size as a business card, so you can put it in your wallet, you can put it in a bag or whatever. Maddie, yeah, I figured that. I figured your alarm, you didn't wake up in time. You oversleeper. You'll have to go back and watch it and to get the stories, because I can't redo the stories. I just don't have enough time for the live to do that. But you're here for the giveaway. You're here for the giveaway, Maddie. We're doing this Kubi. Forgive me for not knowing the name of this model. I really don't know Kubis all that well. I love the Royale that I have. That's my favorite Kubi. And then I just got in the mail yesterday these guys. I got the i3T in that blue pinwheel that they did for their Valentine's Day Gall sale ad. And then I got this guy, the Artfield, in that gray pinwheel. And golly, is the pinwheel looks so good. The camera is not doing it justice. Oh, this is freaking awesome. I was hoping that they were going to do it in red, but the pinwheel is sick. The pinwheel is sick. Yeah, you'll have to go back, Manny, because the other guys probably tell you they were pretty decent funny stories. But yeah, so let's go ahead and do that, and then of course the magnifying card and a bunch of stickers. All right. So let's do that. Let's again, since there's not that many of y'all, we're gonna do the numbers game. Let me grab a piece of paper and one of my pens. Let's make the range 80 to 150. I think that's a good enough range for how many of us are in here. All right, 80 to 150. Okay, 80 to 150 is the range. All right. Let me pick a number. Y'all can go ahead and start throwing up your numbers. Yeah, I'm just gonna do. Yeah, we're just playing the number game since there's not even close to 20 of y'all in here. Just makes sense to do the number game. So, yep. You pick a number between 80 and 150, Maddie, and the rest of y'all. 80 and 150. You go ahead and put up the. Let me. I'm gonna do. All right, I got one written down. The winning number is written down and folded over. So y'all put up your guesses. Give you a couple minutes. Put up your guesses. The blue pinwheel. Oh, that looks so sick. And the way the light bounces off of it, kind of gives almost a sparkly-ish effect. Yeah, really, really cool. Really cool. Maddie, I want you. You can play for Ed Harrison, but I want you to put a number for yourself as well. Maddie, put a number for yourself as well. I'll let you do two. You know what? If you have somebody that you would as like them to win it just as much as you, and they're not here in the chat because I know that a lot of people are in tri-state. Everybody can submit two numbers, one for themselves and one for um their best bro. All right. So two numbers in the range of 80 to 150. One for you and one for your blood brother or not blood brother. All right. I'll allow that. I'll allow that since there's so few of y'all. If you have somebody that you feel think hard or don't think hard about someone else that you feel is definitely worthy of a gall win that might and that's not here because they're probably sleeping in like Maddie did or they're over with Tri-State. I understand. It's hard for me to compete with Tri-State. He's such a cool guy with his voiceover, modified voiceover to fix his my balls haven't dropped yet squeaky voice. Just teasing. He's a good guy. I like him too. But yeah, you pick one number for you and one number for your best bud. All right. Now, it'll be up to you. It'll be up to you because I'm not searching for these people. It'll be completely up to you to, if they win with your number, to contact them. You have to contact them unless I already and can easily contact them on Instagram. But if I can't, then I need you to contact them and let them know that they win. And it's urbanwoodsman87@gmail.com. I'll go ahead and put that in the chat here. All together. No spaces. At gmail.com. There you go. urbanwoodsman87@gmail.com. Send me an email there with what your user your YouTube username is or whatever you call yourself so that I know who you are and that you did in fact win and your mailing information so I can send this package to you with all these handful of goodies. So yeah, urbanwoodsman87@gmail.com all together. You see it there in the chat. All right. Y'all ready? Everybody put in their submissions. All right. Hold on a second. Let me see who got. Let me see find out who the winner is. Coprolite, 232. Really? 80 to 150, man. 80 to 150 was the range. All right. I think we have our winner. I think we have our winner. And it's a close one. It was a close one. The winner without going over. Oh, 232 is the Kubi knife number. The knife number. But what was the name, man? What was the name of the knife? I'd have to look that up. All right. The winning number was 141. 141. So who was our closest without going over? It was 140 for Ed Harrison that Mattisfaction put up. So Ed Harrison is our winner. So Maddie, reach out to Ed Harrison. I'll try to reach out because I think I'm following him on Instagram. But you go ahead and reach out to Ed and let him know that he won, and have him email me at urbanwoodsman87@gmail.com, and I will send out that package as soon as he gives me that mailing information. So, yeah, congratulations, Ed. Yay. Way to go. Thank you, Maddie, for doing that for him. That's, you gotta love that about the community is, and that was when I first saw people doing that with giveaways of submitting their numbers or their votes casted to somebody else that may not be in the chat or may be in the chat. Yeah, that's so heartfelt that we all do that for each other. I feel bad for anybody who watches all these giveaway lives, all these lives with giveaways, and put in their numbers or do their comments or whatever to submit an entry for the giveaway, and if they've been doing this for more than 12 months that they haven't won anything, it gets frustrating. But yeah, sweet. So congrats, Ed. Gonna send out this Kubi and the flashlight. So yeah, if you haven't watched my video on the box from Harbor Freight, the wood tool chest, EDC chest, as what we're all turning them into, go watch that, because I'm pissed off. And go watch mine, and then if you really feel like it, watch Cue Balls, but watch mine first. That son of a gun is rising to the top so damn fast with how much hard work he's put into spitting out video after video after video and doing live after live. I mean, that man has just, oh, you got to applaud him, right? G-Ball did his video on his, and posted it on YouTube maybe an hour or so after I posted mine. It was he was in the live and we were talking about it, and I was like, you know what? I can do a video and get that out, so anybody who wants to see it and wants to know a little bit more about it will have it. So I went and did it, and then G-Ball is hustling like a mofo. And he's a little funny. I'll give him that. But who's funnier? Am I funnier, or is G-Ball funnier? We are quirky in slightly different ways. It's the ladies. G-Ball inbox keeps crashing. Okay. But yeah, so I did my video on the box, and mine's only like 10, 11 minutes long. And I actually covered a little bit more than just the box. I showed a few more things about storage, EDC gear, and pocket knife storage solutions. But funny looking. I am funny looking. Oh, you should have seen me as a kid when I had to grow into these massive freaking ears. I was a Dumbo for sure. And then my feet were massive too. I was in size 11 shoes before I got into high school. Yeah. And I was only like 5'7", and I was wearing size 11 shoes. So I had freaking clown feet and Dumbo ears. And yeah. And I was skinny as a stick. No, I had muscle. I had my calves were very muscular. I've always been, and my arms were not scrawny by any means. I was just super lean, and weighed about 137 pounds my freshman year. Graduated high school, weighing about 144. So I didn't put on a whole lot or grow a whole lot going through high school. But yeah. So that's all I have time for you guys for today. So yeah, if you're into motorcycles and care to see my my latest video of my ride to down in St. Simon's Island, Georgia. If you've never seen St. Simon's Island, Georgia, it's a fun little bit of a touristy destination. I got a great video of me riding the bike down through there, which just coincidentally, when I went, there's the aftermath of a pretty nasty vehicle wreck or accident. And then there's you get to see when I get over to the airstrip, you get to see a small airplane land. Like perfect timing, right? And then I go around and I show all the little the shops and the restaurant and the restaurants and the pier and talk about places, good places to eat. I mean, that island's full of good places to eat. Where a lot of the places do live bands on the weekend nights, Fridays and Saturday nights, and during the summertime, even through the week, they do have live bands. I've got a buddy of mine that lives here that plays bass guitar in like 4 different bands, and so I like to go watch him. My cheesecake making video is pretty darn good. It was a damn good cheesecake. It was hard fighting the kids to leave it alone and allow me to eat most of it. But yeah, I have got to get going. I've got to go pick up the kids from church. So thank you guys for popping into the live stream. Thank you so much for watching me and not falling into the tri-state trap. Because he is definitely more popular than I am. Definitely. So I appreciate y'all. Y'all have a great Sunday, the rest of your weekend. If you're watching the Super Bowl shit, then enjoy watching it. College football is where it's at for me. But yeah, y'all have a good freaking day. And I'm out of here. All right, take care.